certain people I do. I couldn't hear Luna for a minute. I forgot that I had some.
No, for real.
That happened to me too.
I was like, you know, it's suspiciously quiet in here, and
I think
it's his voice. So I was like,
Sorry. It's especially. I love how that's the point. That's the indicator here that I'm not here. That my voice isn't.
I want to tell you something funny.
Sure.
I had to message Luna on Steam to get her to join VC.
I had everything closed. I was helping a child make chemicals.
I checked Discord and Luna's like, wait!
Oh.
I see that you have the stream running now.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me tap over. Yay, hello. Am I still? Yeah, actually, no. I don't need to. I should not ask this question. I know I'm fully aware that I'm still in horny jail. This is not. Why do I ask this question? Sure questions.
I should ping in my own server too. Like, hey, we're streaming.
Yeah. What's up here? Oh, building. Of course. Oh, 119. Yay! Yippee! Oh, Pierre's in here too. Hi, Pierre. I didn't know Pierre was also in jail with me.
Pierre was in here
No,
before
that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I'm meeting in horny jail with me.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Wait, when did
I'm
that
not in
happen?
jail.
What?
I'm not in jail.
Yes, you. Look, I
No?
clicked the stream.
Yeah.
Pierre's still in jail with
Let
me.
me
Up there.
Let me just.
I love how you guys are just vibing and I'm being concerned about my coughing.
Stop.
Things, you know. Well, you're on Tumblr reblogging photos. You're obviously not that concerned.
Oh man.
Shut the fuck up. I needed to reblog Hatsune Miku Papyrus.
Okay, you're still reblogging things.
Why can't I move my arms? Why can't I move my legs? It's just an internal dialogue. Hatsune Miku!
No, literally,
The
honest to
Miku.
God, first thing I see when I open Tumblr is Hatsune Miku Papyrus.
Same.
Funny. I was
I
just
got
trying to
it.
Hatsune Miku with my friends.
Silly guy, silly guy, silly little guy, silly little guy. Yippee, 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 yippee.
Are we ready to do this then? Since we have people
Oh,
here now.
God. Are we doing this now?
We are all out
Alright.
of tea.
Let me make a
R.I.P.
take so the child doesn't have to listen to this.
Huh?
I somehow still don't have enough stuff to make a freaking daycare.
Now to double check my rolls. Hold up.
Skill issue. We ignore me actively dying in the background as the stream goes on.
Don't
Yes.
worry.
We will.
Probably.
No cause for concern, man.
Okay.
Yeah, no need to be concerned. There's no death here.
Oh,
No death on
oh
the
no!
stream.
Wait,
What do you mean?
Oh. Plus, we ended. I just remembered what we ended. Last stream on a cliffhanger too.
Yeah.
Forgot about this completely. Hold up. Oh yay! Many voices. This needs to silence. Okay, why is the music always so loud? What the heck, universe?
Where? Where did he die of old age?
I'm sorry.
Right behind the statue.
Bro, I can't see that. Yeah, let me just...
Right before
Sobbing.
your followers.
Nobody knows.
How
Does
far
anyone
are you
need
in?
the fix streamed, or are we good?
No, I got mine up.
I've got
Okay.
mine up, but if I lose my spot, don't be surprised. And you probably have to remind me who I speak for, also. Just a
You do red, swap, and Wilts.
the queen.
Right, the woman who
We don't
really
get to see the
she,
queen
she
for
has
a
not been
while.
around. I don't think. Yeah.
I don't think she comes back,
Hi.
like, at all.
No.
Here. L crimes breach.
Okay, so are we good to start?
What chapter are we on again?
Yeah.
21.
Link to the
21.
thing, but 21, yeah.
21. Sorry.
Oh my
Who's
gosh.
narrating?
No. Dark Queen?
Probably me.
I mean, I could, so I don't know how much I'm
No,
gonna be
you
speaking here.
can't! You literally can't!
Narrating. I'm not even gonna speak that
No,
much in
let
this
me-
chapter.
That's actually a good
Passed out.
point, actually. Hold
Let
up.
me look. I'm looking.
I gotta check if the
through
main
as to
character's-
when. You wake up about halfway through the
I'm gonna go get
chapter.
comfy.
Today.
This
And
is
halfway
called...
through, I can speak, and I can narrate halfway through, please. Or at least the whole chapter. I'm good with narrating.
Two.
We're missing Jay, please.
Yeah, you can narrate. You don't have that many
We
much
abandoned
speaking
Jay.
in here.
No.
I'm pretty sure Void starts off. Anyway,
Yes.
more first
Correct.
word.
Yeah,
you
Apollo's
have
the first one to talk.
the literal very first word is yours.
Sobbing. So I guess we're starting right now, or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Kigo!
Guys, I'm taking
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I'm taking suggestions. Should I take my mattress off my bed frame?
Do it.
Why are we talking about this now? We can talk about this in chat. We have...
No, don't do that.
Why are you taking your mattress off?
Because comfy.
Okay, move your mattress. Move your
I'm
bed.
sitting under the desk. Let me have
how I've
something.
removed my bed from
You're gonna
its,
get up to move it up.
stand, and then promptly moved it into the closet.
Solving. Are we good to start now? We have...
Yes. Kigo!
Edge reeled back.
I'm sorry, that is your brother?
Helvetica furrowed his brow, leaning over the voids, writhing at Apollo's feet. Apollo shook his head frantically.
No, but it's his void. It's.
He let out a frustrated sound.
It doesn't matter.
The weird parasite-looking mass shifted into his more cat-like form and bit Apollo's index and middle fingers, using them to drag the monster forward.
Follow?
The cat nodded and took off towards the cabin, Apollo immediately running after it. Edge and Helvetica shared another confused look, but decided to trust Apollo's judgment. He was ranked higher above them, after all. Mars didn't wait, following Apollo on foot to preserve magic. Red followed his lead. Lust hesitated, but after making eye contact with Mars and Red, half reluctantly followed them. He was worried about Kigo enough to outweigh the fear of the little void thing. Mallory stayed behind, filling the other very confused skeletons in on the situation. Jupiter took off to follow them. Pyrus and Blue wanted to follow, but Classic discouraged it, simply based on how many people were already going. If Kigo needed a healer, Jupiter would be there, and they would call them for backup if needed. Upon reaching the house, Mars opened the door for Apollo, since it was locked, and the skeleton quickly followed the void into the hallway. Apollo gasped and dropped to his knees in front of his brother on the floor, who was out cold, and the void was clearly freaking out. Apollo shook him gently to try and rouse him, but it didn't work. The massive wound caving in his colon was out in the air for the first time Apollo had seen in years. He shivered at the sight, but pushed forward, gently checking the back of his skull for cracks or scuffs, marks, and found nothing. But Kigo still wasn't waking up. He turned to ask for help or a healer when he heard a series of gasps and noises. Edge looked pained, immediately placing a hand on Red's shoulder. It seemed to be more in his own comfort, as if checking his own brother was okay. Red looked up to Edge with a fully alarmed expression. They had what looked like a silent conversation before they nodded. Red placed a hand over Edge's and squeezed, easing the shake. Helvetica's eyelights had gone out. Right? What? Right fist?
Yes.
Yes, your right fist, guys. Anyways, right fist had set aside. He was completely frozen in place. Lust stumbled forward, eyelids bright yet unfocused. His hands were shaking as he reached out towards his new friend.
Holy shit. Sweetheart?
Mars took forward as well, shuddering.
He is
He took a deep breath, moving to sit near Kiko's head.
Is he falling?
Everyone other than Apollo flinched and Hortense at his words. Apollo blinked.
What? No, he's out of mana. He passed out. He just needs...
He trailed off as he noticed the dust covering Kiko's left hand. He used his shirt to wipe it, checking the deep fracture in his wrist to see if it was from that. It wasn't. Shit.
He's got an injury. I don't know where, but we need a healer.
Edge forced a nod, reaching into his pocket to call Pyrus or Blue when Jupiter had finally made it into the cabin. Noticing the crowd in the hallway, he slipped towards the front and froze at the sight of Kiko on the floor. The hole in his head was gaping, far worse than Mars's was. It was nearly half his skull, and Jupiter had no hope in saving him. He felt his shoulder generally drop as nausea rose in his chest.
Luna.
Luna?
No, I can't tell if I couldn't tell if it was Jupiter Edge. I can't heal that.
He took in a shaky breath, pushing back tears and flashbacks alike.
I'm sorry. There's no surviving. What the heck?
Apollo furrowed his brow.
What are you...
He sat up.
The hole? He's had that for years. He's got a minor injury somewhere else, and it's very low. He's very low on magic. He just passed out. Is that what you guys are freaking out about? I thought he told you.
Mars and Jupiter made eye contact.
He didn't. What do you mean he's had that for years?
Apollo raised a brow.
3 years ago. Fire, the ceiling collapsed.
Lost kneeled next to Mars, quietly checking over Kiko, while Mars performed an actual check. Edge choked, and Helvetica finally snapped out of his shock. Wait, who's Helvetica again?
Usually Jay, I think.
Helvetica
who took over
is...
Helvetica last
That
time?
is the
Floyd?
one, right?
Me, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Jay.
Shit, I don't remember what I did for the voice cram.
Hold up.
Fuck!
The good
I know it was like fancy, I know that.
Yeah.
Like some sort of accent, like British accent.
Probably like regal in a way. I don't know. Anyways, you don't simply survive that.
Apollo shrugged.
My brother isn't simple, Jupiter. Jupiter, can you heal him?
They didn't need to know that. He technically didn't survive that. The skeleton shuddered but nodded.
Yes.
Apollo blinked.
Oh, the hole is bothering you? I can see why.
He gestured to Mars, then winced.
I mean, no offense by that. I'm sorry. This must be incredibly triggering for you.
Unfortunately, Apollo was still freaked out about his brother simply collapsing. So his foot was a little non-existent. Oops. He poked the void and gestured towards Kiko. The void immediately slivered towards Kiko and melted to his skull, seamlessly creating his normal ink splatter effect. The red cleared his throat.
Pierre.
That's Pierre.
That's what the fucking stain is?
Apollo snickered.
More of a bandage. Or a pet, really. Help me move him to the couch.
It didn't take long. Edge and Apollo had been the ones to carry him, while Mars and Red set up an old sheet over the couch to collect any dust. Jupiter fetched a first aid kit and a couple monster candies. Helvetica simply watched while standing guard at the back of the couch, more for his own comfort. Once Kiko had been laid down, Mars sat close, pillowing Kiko's head on his lap. Les kneeled on the floor next to the side of Kiko's head, taking Kiko's hand and gently squeezing. Apollo stood near Kiko's legs, watching along with Edge, who stood behind the couch next to Helvetica. Jupiter rested a hand on Kiko's chest above his soul and started flooding him with healing magic. Immediately, he was able to pinpoint the injury, but hesitated. On one hand, he could heal it like this while refilling Kiko's mana in the process, but it would mean they'd have no clue what the injury looks like. If it was dusting, it might be a serious break that would need to be set. And if he healed it without resetting it, it would need to be rebroken in the future to fix the warping. Jupiter cleared his throat.
The injury is in his pelvis.
Apollo blinked.
Oh, I think that's from the fire.
Jupiter hesitated.
You think?
He blushed.
Me and Kiego had a fight not long after the fire. We didn't talk for a while.
Jupiter hummed.
I would like to look at it, but I'm not sure Kigo would appreciate half the house peeping at his pelvis.
Edge, Red, Helvetica, and Lust lit up with blush. Edge gave a firm nod before he and Red left the cottage. Helvetica teleported out almost immediately. Lust gently squeezed Kigo's hand before standing. He hesitated before leaving, turning to Apollo.
Can one of you guys give me a call when you're done? I've had friends fall before, and...
Apollo nodded.
Of course.
Lust nodded back and sighed before he teleported back to the mansion to meet with the others. Mars raised a brow to Apollo.
Did you want me to head out as well?
Apollo snickered.
I could hardly kick you out of your own living room, Mars. Besides, I doubt Kiego would care. Honestly, Lust probably could have stayed too, but I felt it would be better not to say that for Lust's own reputation.
Mars hummed, nodding a little.
He gets a bad rep, but he's a good guy. Not his fault his universe is like that.
Apollo smiled and nodded.
Not his fault at all. It doesn't hurt that I'm already quite fond of his brother, and I know Kiego likes him, and you.
Mars shrugged.
Giga's a good guy too. Wish she told me about the head thing. It's nice to have a buddy, but I wouldn't have wanted to find out like this.
Apollo shrugged as well.
I'm sure he was going to. He's not the secretive type, unless it's to protect you. Learned that part the hard way.
Mars gently laid a hand over Kiko's eye, blocking out any light to hopefully aid his rest. Jupiter coughed.
Droopy.
So, sorry, should I?
He gestured at Kiko's waistband. Apollo snickered.
Sure.
Jupiter took a deep breath, simply pulling up Kiko's shirt to get a look into his pelvis instead of pulling down his sweats. Grimaced at the long crack, letting his hands light up with green and gold magic as he healed the smaller skeleton. Apollo winced when he got a look.
Yes, that's from the fire. Is it still dusting? I can get a wet towel for you.
Jupiter nodded, gesturing towards the kitchen where Apollo immediately walked off to. Jupiter sighed and leaned forward, following the crack to his sacrum, but was relieved to see it didn't get much worse than that. He was very confused to see an extra bone, however. Correction, many extra bones. Jupiter opened his mouth, hesitated, then shut it. He leaned forward again before gently patting Kigo's left pant leg, then his right. Mars froze his brow, leaning down to try and see what was confusing him. What's wrong?
Yeah?
No. Cries.
You read over the voice line, do you
Oh.
know?
I got caught up. Hold on. I now see the right will somehow read that.
They're just doing an audiobook.
What's
There
wrong?
was like no dialogue before that, so I just got caught up in reading.
Yeah.
Do we?
Jupiter let out an odd sound.
I know. Just wondering if we want to read it or not.
I said the voice line.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all. Hold on.
Something.
Tears from my homophobic eyes.
No, you didn't. You went hapa.
Yeah, I only heard like gibberish. What did it? Shut up. Let me read.
Now.
Continue, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to draw my position after stream.
Please.
I'm gonna mute all of you. Jupiter let out an odd sound, more confused than anything else.
Apollo!
Apollo, at the sink with a rag in his hand, shut off the running water to walk over to the archway, separating the kitchen and the living room.
Yes?
Why the fuck does your brother have a tail?
A what?
That's Darkling.
Oh.
Fuck. Implodes. Fuck, wait, I messed up. Oh, wait.
That's my canonical brain damaged brother.
I'm going to implode.
Not
It's not
even
entirely
brother, that's
clear.
being quoted.
It's really hard to fucking tell.
It's like there's no words. There's like no indication of it
Yeah.
being more.
Yeah, because like Apollo both speaks in lowercase and uppercase, so like
Yeah.
implodes.
I forgot about that. When he speaks in lowercase, usually like the first word is.
I mean, Apollo does
capitalized.
already know that Kigo has a tail, so.
That's true.
I mean,
Does it?
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
Little guy, cat. I'm little guy.
There's a conversation in the car where they go,
yeah.
"You can't desummon your tail."
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. That was
Or
a
your
couple chapters
wings,
ago.
etc.,
That's
etc.
fine.
And now your speaking or narrator privileges shall be revoked. Do you know?
No,
Hey.
no, there's not that many voice lines.
Is there? Ugh.
Why do you want my narrator privilege to be revoked so badly? What is this?
That's a really good question.
skimmed through it before we started the chapter.
Okay,
There's
never
not that
mind.
many voice lines.
My goodness.
Anyways.
Let me
what?
continue.
Go ahead.
You woke up with one hell of a headache, squinting with your eyes shut and groaning at the light. Immediately, you felt a skeletal hand rest over your eye, and 2 more squeezing your hand. You opened your mouth, but quickly closed it as you had no clue what to say. You don't remember falling asleep. Did you seriously pass out? You thought you were built different. What the hell? Sad face. Dude, you just blacked out. Please be serious for a minute. Oops. You stretched your shoulders by arching your spine and shifting them back, but made no effort to get up. If your head was killing you now, you didn't want to find out how it felt sitting.
Key?
That was Mars?
Sweetheart?
Hey, Lust! Mars? Lust? What happened? You yawned, gently squeezing what you had assumed were Lust's sands by the direction of his voice. Mars chuckled softly.
You passed out in the hallway. Your little void thing came to find Apollo. A few of us know about your head injury now. Sorry.
You raised your hand and waved him on the... This is alright. I meant to tell you the other night anyway.
Right when you were going to tell us about the tail, Kiko.
It was Jupiter. Damn, he got on your ass just like Apollo. But you couldn't blame him because you definitely deserved it. Blush lit up your skull. Oh, you saw that? Lust snickered.
I only saw the very tip. Very cute, sweetheart.
Furry.
Damn. Calling me out like that. Oh, damn.
Sobbing.
You laughed, yeah? You decided it was probably time to sit up, so you grabbed the back of the couch with your spare hand and used the leverage to force yourself up. Mars slid forward to let you lean on his chest, which you immediately appreciated, as your skull spun from the movement.
You scared the shit out of me, sweetheart.
You finally got your eye open to have your vision filled by a very worried-looking Lust. You gently squeezed his hand. Sorry. He huffed but smiled.
I accept, on one condition.
You snickered. Anything, sweetheart. His expression went dead serious.
Let me put a bow on your tail.
Your brother leaned into your vision from behind the couch beside Jupiter.
You were not putting a bow on his tail.
You can put a bow on my tail. Let's cheered while Apollo threw his hands up in defeat. You laughed softly, leaning into Mars, who gently patted your back. You 5 stayed on the couch together, curled up and watched NCIS for a couple hours before Apollo got up to go to bed. Wait, what? Hold on. I read that completely right without even noticing the typos.
Huh?
Goddamn, she got to bed.
Huh? What?
It says Apollo got to bed.
Oh!
Got to go to bed.
I don't know how I read that
Please take a
correctly.
photo. Don't take a photo of that, please. Throw it in the,
Sure.
the spell check thing. Loved.
Hold on, I'll be right back real quick to go get some soda, but at the same time, creature blinking.
You are also all the papyruses, so
Yeah, pretty
most of them.
much.
We're almost at the end of the chapter, so.
He hugged you tight and tapped his cheek against your forehead.
Hold up.
Oh, was that one? Alright.
Chicken.
Apollo.
Chicken broth tonight. I already spoke to Jupiter.
died, but not when you needed to eat. It was better than an IV. Jupiter slipped out to make dinner while you lay comfortably on Mars's chest. Lars had already fallen asleep, curled under your chin. Mars had surprised you when he placed a hand on the back of Lust's spine, a protective gesture. You raised a brow to him, but he just winked at you. Oh. You had wondered why Lust and Mars had warmed up to you so fast. Perhaps they were seeing each aspects of each other within you. Were they dating? Were there other pairings within the mansion? You may know some of their past, but you knew nothing of the present or future. You knew you missed Gridley more, though. Despite knowing that you would see him when you died, right? Or two, the different universes have different afterlives. Unless you were the first universe to die out. You didn't see any other skeletons or copies of monsters. Hell, you should have seen other Gasters, right? Or were they all trapped in the void? Without Desc say you should have seen monsters from that universe. But maybe because they were the exact same as yours, you didn't notice? You would think that you would have seen two Grilbies, but maybe the other Grilby just stayed in the Heaven City? Your thoughts were quickly giving you a headache. You groaned quietly and pressed your head into Mars' collarbone. Knowing the pressure would help. It didn't, but you got Mars' free hand to gently rub at your skull, which did help. You sighed softly, letting your tail slip out of your pants and gently curl around Lust's leg. You yawned, but you were actually hungry. As chaotic as things were in general, at the very least, they were improving. If only you could bring your lover into the fray. A bit of love, son. Okay, now I need water.
The gays! They're queers! I love
I
them.
need water now. I need my throat.
Yeah.
It's dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, attending those toxic breathing cats.
They're queers. I love them.
Horse uncle shape. Buddy.
Hold on, I need to point something out real quick. I'm gonna send a screenshot or something.
Is it the got up to got to bed? Because I
No, there's something else.
Stairs.
Has no toxic traits.
I gotta find. Yep, there it is.
Staring in your general direction.
It's like that one
Hold on. Give me a second. Here's cropping the photo, the screenshot, because I took it while we were in the middle of the reading.
Like this kind.
Stop getting picked up on my microphone! Why do you always have to? You were literally silent before I got on this call, woman. Please.
Anyway.
Hold up. Can one of you give me a call when you're done? You know, I'm really not seeing the issue. Then again, I'm just.
You know, the recent chapters where someone fell down?
Oh, hot damn. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Really damn good point. Out of sight, out of mind, okay? I'm the one. Congratulations, I'm the one falling down. I'm being sarcastic here. I'm very fearful. I'm fearful. I cannot insinuate how joking I'm trying to be right now.
I need 3/J's at the end of your sentence.
/J.
That was only two. That was only two.
Yeah, you need 3.
Insert, multiply it by like 23, okay? I will. /J.
I don't. Yeah, you got this, man. I believe in you. English. Hop two.
Okay.
Very good.
Apollo got to bed.
I'm insinuating the /J's are really. Maybe I'll /J hard enough to get Jay to actually show up.
Jay's got a migraine, so probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'm gonna bite whoever played that.
When a stranger's to
Okay, no, Parrish.
I think at this point you need that on the soundboard, Pierre.
Lovely. What?
Just add the start of it and everyone will know. Just add the start of the sound.
Ba, 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 da, 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 da. We're no strangers to love.
Yippee, soda!
You know the rules. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang
Oh
it.
yeah, I was
Soda.
Oh, dang it.
through.
So no soda came back
Why
and
are you
found
drinking
this.
soda? Why is it drinking soda? Soda, why are you drinking soda?
Sobbing.
Damn.
Right.
Why is your voice cracking?
Points. You're
Who's
giving.
reading Dust?
Fuck.
Oh, it's me!
Damn.
Uh-oh.
See,
Why is that me?
me. This
Uh-oh.
is you gave yourself this role. I'm.
Oh yeah, it's true. I didn't
Uh,
realize
you're
it
doing a
disappeared.
You're gonna be doing a lot of talking to yourself.
Oh, wonderful.
Damn. Just like Dusty himself.
Sobbing.
That
That's
was like me earlier
insane.
today with
Right.
VR with no one else in there.
Exactly.
Because we had
Which one is? Which building am I trying to go in here?
I just realized all the people in the VC right now have VR chat. This is funny.
Oh my gosh.
VC
Ruth
reading?
the movie when?
Yeah.
VR readings real?
Oh my gosh. We're gonna get ourselves like
Earlier.
actually please. I would actually that would be hilarious.
We gotta do the actual like
Well,
regular
we could have
first.
a camera. Yeah, we'll do the regular first, and we'll do like a TV or like a podcast. You know. Did I just see
Like-
Cat Bitch as a character? Pierre.
Stop looking at my screen. I thought I was still streaming. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, here's what's streaming. When you want us to look at it?
No, it's fine. It's whatever.
Like,
Shares
this
in your
entire
direction.
conversation is mostly just a conversation between Kiko and Dust.
Honestly,
Wonderful.
them no strangers.
I
Dang
can't
you,
wait to talk
Pierre, for causing
We're
this
gonna
to
my
me.
water bottle.
You
I'm
know
comparing
the
my water
rules.
bottle.
So do I.
What I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any
Amazing me, that was so great.
I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. I'm never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around.
It's gonna get copyrighted.
Stop.
Never
Oh
gonna
no, not
make
the
you
copyright!
cry.
Wait, the Pierre, the copyright!
Oh,
Just about.
I
Hold
think
on.
there's too many people's voices layering over each other for it to trigger any
I
copyright.
think
Yeah.
we sing badly
That's good.
enough,
Not
it'll
to,
be
yeah, not to
okay.
mention too, like if
this
you're
is my
singing,
setup. My
if you're
bad.
singing it, if you're singing it like via
Lovely.
your voice, that's like a
I would
parody
check
cover,
stream
if
if I were
anything,
you.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically it's allowed, but sometimes YouTube's
That is
automatic
actually
algorithm will still hit you anyways, and you're like,
That's
hello?
true, yeah, so,
Yeah.
no,
I also-
honest to
I'm
God,
cackling at the
POV
drawing,
and
by the way.
Undertale soundtracks, like, that was a whole thing.
I'm cackling. I'm scared, Soda. Soda, you're scaring me. Why is that chat here? It's terrifying. I looked over and saw things.
What
I don't-
happened?
The screenshot Soda put in too. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, you know? They're a bit special. I love
Kinky.
them.
Sobbing?
Okay.
Sorry. There's a reason I'm in
If
jail.
you don't
I
want to be talking
stopped.
to yourself the whole chapter, somebody else could read Dust.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I have my water ready.
Fair enough.
Alright.
I've stopped trying to get myself out of horny jail. It's not happening.
Yeah, good
No, I
luck.
don't
belong
think
there.
ever.
It's not gonna happen. Which one do you put this in? Hold on.
So who's narrating this chapter? Because it's not gonna be me.
Stairs at
Either
the.
Void or I could do it. I'm looking at the next chapter to see who's talking. It's blue and lust centric.
Ooh.
There's some.
Oh, it's
pirates.
me centric?
Hey, show up to this
Yeah, the next
chapter.
chapter is
Yeah, and talk a lot.
Lovely.
not this chapter, but the one after.
I have an
do you
actual
wanna narrate it,
appearance
Void?
this time.
Yeah, you get voices. You get to be the voice in my head. /J.
Real.
Just like
Lovely.
What are the
Dyrus.
voices in your head?
Void, do you want to narrate it,
Luna.
or should I?
Oh, you can read it.
Luna, I am Dyrus.
Okay.
Exactly. The voices in the head.
Who should this be?
This being who?
Fair enough.
Honestly, I should
Oh.
probably...
Name him Kigo. The draw.
On one hand, I wanna...
Name him Kigo and then execution.
I mean,
Solid.
this is the perfect time to eat it because only Kigo and Dust have speaking lines.
Yeah, it's only me.
And me.
He says,
Well,
"Ball
only in the
is a
beginning."
newborn baby's head."
Excuse
I don't even remember what voice I did for Dust,
I
actually.
have one line.
You emote? You were emo. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I remember what that sounds like. I hope you know that.
You can pull up. I pulled up the thing to get Jupiter's.
My voice is altered in the streams, guys. Remember that?
It's not.
The last. We need to label what chapters each one was.
Yeah.
Like in the description or something. Hold up. I have to. Oh, forget. I was gonna find a computer. Wait, hold up.
Yeah, I do kind of need to
I
do
mean-
that generally.
Let me know when you're ready, Gino.
I've been ready.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
These
just
guys are
gonna
just
start reading then.
talking.
Yeah. You were able to stomach the chicken broth Jupiter made, and that was the first night you
Who's
didn't have a
breathing
headache.
into their microphone? That's my question. Hold on. Distracting me. Someone is breathing into their microphone.
Not me, I'm speaking.
I hear it too. I don't know who it is.
Void?
Is it you, Mieba?
What?
I have push to talk.
Still being heard?
Is it Soda?
What's going on?
Huh?
Soda, is he the one breathing into your microphone?
I don't even have my mic equipped.
Has it stopped?
What?
You're speaking?
That's
Who is
insane.
it?
I don't know.
Void lights up every few seconds.
That's because of the
Yeah, but-
birds.
Birds.
It's 'cause of the birds.
Yeah.
It's the
Who's you,
tweeters.
Mieba?
I'm like very I'm an arm's length away from my microphone.
I promise it is not Void.
Yeah.
It's me, Mieba. I think it's you. Or Pierre. It's either you or Pierre.
Either
Everyone
way,
else
I'm
is.
not hearing it.
It can't be me if
I
I'm the one
pushed the
hearing
button.
it.
Tested this.
Oh,
To,
who
I
is
also
it?
heard it.
I
Okay,
I
you know
have.
what?
I heard it while
Hold on
Jordan was
now.
speaking too. Whatever,
You
let's
know
continue. Let's continue.
I'm not hearing it in general.
Damn.
It doesn't matter.
It was
Let's
earlier.
go.
It was while I was. It's stopped now. Whatever. You were able to stomach the chicken broth Jupiter made, and that was the first night you didn't have a headache going to sleep. You woke up early and refreshed, so you spent the early hours of your day watching the sunrise with Mars and Jupiter. Jupiter made breakfast again, and you had more of the broth from the night before, but it tasted incredible, so you honestly didn't mind. Mars and Jupiter were very quiet after the craze the previous day, but didn't look at you differently. Mars had asked to see the injury at one point, so you shifted the void down your jaw and onto your shoulder so he could see. He hummed softly, checking the edges of the hole for what you could only assume to be injury or dusting, before he pulled away and nodded. He allowed the void to creep back over the hole to cover it. Does your, void have a name? Mars had asked after a couple of episodes of NCIS on the couch while you wasted the day away. You chuckled.
It has many. Chara called it Venom, Gridley called it Blorb. I call it V sometimes, or Go.
Mars chuckled. Go? You smirked.
My name's Key.
He paused for a moment. You did not name yourself Kigo because of that. You snickered.
Hey, who said I didn't name the void that because of the name Kigo?
Mars huffed, but he was visibly amused. Kind of a chicken or the egg situation, huh? You smiled and turned back to the TV.
This name is also Egg.
Fucking what? Time passed quickly as you recovered, and suddenly you'd been in a new universe for a whole week. You'd gotten through 3 seasons of NCIS, though you were devastated when Kate died. The only reason you kept watching was because Lust begged you to, ranting about how Ziva, her replacement, was just as good. You had to admit she was pretty good, but Kate was still your favorite. Apollo had called you that night, asking you to visit him in his room. Of course, you were there before he was even able to hang up the phone. Sat with him at his window, facing the sunset as it sunk beneath the city on the horizon. He summoned his wings and wrapped you in one before quietly checking on you. The gesture was painfully sweet, and you gave him honest reassurance that you were doing just fine. He asked you if you wanted to mend your brother bond. You told him you did, but that you simply couldn't let him do that. Apollo wanted trust, he wanted a trust bond, and you were still lying to him. By omission, of course, but Apollo would never know what questions to ask you to learn unless you simply told him. And you weren't ready. You just weren't. You didn't know if you ever would be, but you guessed it would get brought up somehow, and you would tell him that. But you couldn't bring yourself to just tell him you used to be human. That you knew who he was long before he was born, and you knew their future, but weren't enough to achieve it. How could you possibly tell your brother that your life was supposed to be like Classic and Pyrus' perfect world, but you just couldn't secure it, that it was your fault? How could you possibly tell him that when he broke the bond the first time, it cracked your soul? How could you let him bond with you again, then tell him your secrets months or years late? He would either break the bond again and never trust you, or keep the bond in fear of hurting you again. You couldn't do that to your brother. He was all you had, your little starlight, Apollo. You told him you loved him, and that you wanted nothing more than to complete the bond, but that you didn't feel right doing it while there were secrets you weren't ready to tell. Apollo, your angel of a brother, understood. He didn't press it in the slightest. You sat there, wrapped in each other's wings, and watched the stars until Apollo grew tired. You sent him to bed and teleported to the living room of the cottage. Now that you were eating again, you were either constantly hungry to the point of pain, or only eating because you knew you were supposed to. You grabbed a monster candy from the little bowl of them that Mars and Jupiter kept on the coffee table and ate it. It tasted just like Now and Later's, and you loved them. Mars didn't scare the shit out of you this time, as you sensed his presence behind and to your right. You turned, about to tease him for getting caught, when you saw that it definitely wasn't Mars.
Dust? You alright, man?
Skeleton stared at you silently, and you noticed his hands were shaking.
Dust?
He just stared silently at you, a bright red and blue highlight under his hood. Okay, he was seriously freaking you out. You knew why you were able to sense him. His LV was off the fucking charts. It was like your spidey senses were tingling, but you had arachnophobia. Just opened his mouth, but just gasped a little. Took a step closer, feeling more confident now that you remembered. Oh yeah, you're dead. You're not scared of him. You're a bad bitch. He can't kill you. Once you got closer, you realized his eye light was fuzzy. Panicked. Your brow furrowed.
Dust? Are you okay?
He brought his hands up to claw at his hoodie in front of where his soul would be. He gave you a panicked, distrustful look before...
Malvery said, you knew?
You blinked.
I know. What?
His ribcage started to rattle, and he gestured at his chest.
How to fix this?
He gasped, and you realized his whole body was shaking, and he wasn't breathing. Oh, he was having a panic attack. You helped Malvery out of one despite not knowing him. Dust didn't have a brother to go to, and most of the mansion doesn't like him because he's a dirty brother killer. He sees you as his only option. You kind of are his only option. You don't like Dust, but you're not a bad person.
Oh, yes.
You gestured to him to sit on the couch.
Sit down. It's okay.
His head snapped to the hallway.
Mars would kill me for being here.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay, my room then. Follow me. I'm not going to let you get hurt.
You waved for him to follow you to your bedroom, opening the door and letting him inside. You locked it behind him, but it was mainly for show since Mars could theoretically just teleport in. Dust sat on the floor at the foot of your bed, so you sat in front of him. He was quiet for a moment before...
My room? Can't, sorry. Me and Apollo's magic acts up if he tries to sleep near me. It would wake him up and keep him that way.
Dust nodded weakly and curled up, breath hitching with a gasp before he'd hold it far too long, exhale quickly, and repeat. You took a deep breath to steady yourself before letting go.
Okay, can I touch you? Do you want a hug?
He immediately shook his head, curling tighter. You nodded.
That's fine. Can you look around and tell me 5 things you see?
He looked around and his mouth opened, but he visibly couldn't force himself to speak. Watch the panic in his eyes get worse, the spike blurring his eyelight to the point of it looking purple. You took a deep breath.
It's okay. Answer in your head. You're just nonverbal. It happens to me all the time, kid. You're alright. Forcing yourself to talk just makes it worse.
He nodded weakly, and for not caring for the skeleton, it still hurt your heart to see magic, purple tears well at his sockets. Maybe it was because he looked like rust. You exhaled, clenching your jaw for a moment.
I need you to follow my breathing, okay? In for 5, hold for 5, out for 5. Good?
He nodded and began to follow your breathing. After a few minutes of that, the blur in his socket finally eased enough to see the separate shades of red and blue. Figuring he could move on to more sensory grounding, you guided them through the 4 things you can touch and 3 things you can hear, etc. After he'd gotten through the senses, he seemed calm. He still curled and staring at you, but his eyelight seemed normal. Dust slowly wiped the tears from his skull.
Do not think less of me.
You blinked.
Mars got me from a panic attack like the second night I was here. Why would I judge you?
He shrugged silently. After a few moments of silence,
You don't know me.
you tilted your head.
I don't, but I'd like to.
Dust huffed out a dry laugh, glaring at you.
You don't know what I've done.
You hummed softly, purposefully ignoring the flash of red and white in the corner of your eye, and ignoring the way your soul beat faster as you swore you could feel someone to your left. Sucks that you're blind there and can't see without visibly turning and giving away that you being dead meant that you could see the ghost of Dust's dead brother. Nope.
That's okay.
He laughed sardonically, and you couldn't tell if it was at you or himself.
I'm a murderer. So am I.
He smiled oddly at you.
You killed your brother?
You raised a brow.
No, I'm sure you've met Apollo.
He huffed.
He's hard to miss.
He snickered, agreeing completely. Dust shot you another glare.
You think this is funny? I killed my brother.
You couldn't help yourself. You swear you could feel something standing behind you to your left, and you hated the feeling. You tried to subtly turn and had to clench your jaw when you saw long legs over your shoulder. Looking up, no head. You heard Dust's breath hitch, and you quickly snapped your head to face it.
You can see him.
Dust's sockets were wide, and his lights were pinpricks. He looked a lot like Classic. You barely even noticed the floating head above Dust's right shoulder, your left. You didn't really want the probably sadistic ghost to know you could see him, but you'd made eye contact. It was too late. This papyrus just looked just like Pyrus, just tired and sick. Dust gasped and you snapped your vision back to him as he was falling straight back into his panic attack.
Hey, no, it's okay. I can see him. Yes, I know. Dust, breathe. Sans, I need you to breathe.
He let out a manic laugh.
Oh my shit, you knew already and you still helped me. You actually have a debt.
That wish, yep, that's every wish King has.
Quite a death wish.
Good wish.
My character is
Ironic considering he's already dead, but you know. I love this.
Okay,
This is a lovely way to find spell checks.
I love how
It really is.
panic attack and we're laughing at a misspelling.
Oh, duh.
Of course.
Let me calm my breathing. Like,
What else
that
would
should
we
be
do?
fun. I need to take a sip of water. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you know what, me too.
Hydration check.
But
No, I'm
Hydrate or
trying
dihydrate.
to...
Dying.
I'm doing the same thing I did on my first day here, man.
I shall dehydrate just like
Panicking right before my line.
Just like redacted.
Freaking
Redacted.
I'm going
I
to
don't think that
cry.
even makes sense.
There's going to be a death. Just like
Good.
redacted,
Just
but
like all
Oider's gonna
redacted.
kill us.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me reread this, please.
Just like
Yeah. Okay, here, I'll... he let,
Him.
Oider's gonna
he
kill
let
us.
Quiet.
he let out a manic laugh.
Holy shit. You knew already and still helped me. You actually have a death wish. You let me in your room and locked the door. You're seriously a free EXP.
What he was saying was sick, but he was quiet at school and sobbing, so it kind of dampened the fear factor. He felt bad, but decided to ignore his precious request to not touch him, to grab his hands to stop him from hurting himself. He held your hands tight and cried into his knees.
Sans, deep breath, kid. I've got you.
Dust laughed weakly, but it quickly dissolved into shaking sobs.
I don't want to hurt anyone. I couldn't live for another reset, Kiko.
He gently squeezed his hands.
You're not there anymore, Sans. You'll never have to deal with that again.
He whimpered.
I killed him, Kiko. I killed him, and he still loved me.
Yeah, that one hurt. You clenched your jaw and took a deep breath to dodge the hurt in your own soul.
It's Papyrus. Of course he did.
Dust just cried for a while.
Didn't you see? Can't you see what I did to him?
He scooted closer, settling into his side and letting him lean on you.
The human would have done the same, no? I would have preferred my brother kill me than Gaster.
Wait. Shit. Okay, maybe he'll take it as a hypothetical. Dust chuckled.
That's fair.
Thank fuck. Higo, you are so dumb.
Crap.
You hummed softly in agreement. Dust sighed softly.
I'm so selfish.
Your brow furrowed. He was kind of a dick, but you didn't seem as selfish.
How so?
He laughed weakly.
I killed them all for my own good, just to not have everything repeat again. I should have just killed myself.
Your soul squeezed, and you immediately squeezed his hands.
That wouldn't have done any good.
You glanced at the ghost, and your heart hurt at the tears on their face.
Papyrus would have found you. Then what? He's heartbroken until the human kills him and you're both brought back for the next reset, no?
Just shivered, but nodded a little.
Yeah, I guess.
Relief flooded your body as you gently squeezed his hands again.
Do you want a hug?
Again, kind of a dick, but you didn't want him to kill himself. He hesitated, but leaned into your chest, so you wrapped an arm around his shoulder. You relaxed a little and sighed.
Oh, maybe you're not really dialogue on that. He still sometimes, I swear I could hear him telling me to keep killing since I've gotten this far, to not let his death be for nothing. Sometimes he tells me to kill myself.
He took a deep breath.
I don't think that's your brother saying that, Sans.
He stared at the ghost for a moment.
I know.
You hummed softly, hugging him a little tighter.
Are you tired? You can take my bed.
Dust shook his head, turning to hug you. He squeezed you tight to his chest, which felt widely out of character, before pulling away.
I feel a lot better. Thanks, Runt.
You blushed.
Runt?
He smirked.
I was going to go with Ghostbuster, but I figured Scooby-Doo was also fitting. I could call you Scrappy if you'd rather. I just picked Runt since you're so oddly tiny, but Scrappy also works.
You shoved him lightly.
Runt works. You call me Scrappy and I bite you.
He just laughed and teleported out. You lost your balance and flopped onto the floor with a grunt. Ow. You pushed yourself up and jumped when you saw the ghost was still there.
Hello, Papyrus.
He took his head in his hands silently, placing it back on his shoulders. I don't remember who reads diaries.
Yeah, but...
Wheezing. Wheezing.
I'm panicking.
You got this. You got this, Ghosty.
Come on, Meepa.
I don't got. Hold on. Take a quick water break. We'll reread that one section in a second when I'm ready.
Do you want me to read?
It's
A
2
line before it
words.
again.
Thank you. You got this.
What? Shh. Calm down. Take a breath. Try not to die.
Aye, Captain.
She's dead.
Now you're gonna song into my head. God damn it.
The Dirus wants to get out of the body. The bone. Go ahead.
No, because what I just did was like that one meme where it goes, "Thank you, I was so thirsty."
Okay, we have
Do you
Go
want me to
ahead.
read the line before it again?
That's a sign, yes, do it.
Okay. He took his head in his hand silently, placing it back on his shoulders,
Thank you.
before it disappeared. That was scary as fuck. Holy shit, you do not fuck with ghosts.
It seems like other people in the
I'm gonna
family
scream. I'm gonna
do.
scream. I'm gonna scream. It's 2 a.m. I can't scream. Ah!
I clicked this.
Oh god, my head hurts.
Making my way.
I just got up
down.
way too quickly from the hard floor. Hold on.
Popping.
I'm gonna
downtown.
scream, and if anyone ever wants to like do anything with this audio, I'm gonna yell at them and send them a new, very rehearsed one. I'm gonna scream, "Ow, my head!"
This is so funny.
Points.
Thank you. I was so thirsty.
Thank you for saving me. I was so thirsty.
Oh my gosh, it's
I'm so
Kigo.
thirsty.
Someone make a meme of that for when the Kigo gives Dirus magic.
Crying.
That's horrid.
Okay, it was random, Mike. I hear it again.
I'm screaming, sobbing.
Daisy Dukes, Keenies on top.
Daisy.
Is it bad I want to go on stream and rewind like
Unforgettable.
2 minutes just to hear how terribly I did?
I mean, it was very quiet,
It's always
but
a
like,
good-
no.
I mean, that's
no.
like
It's
fitting.
Dirus
It's fitting.
themed.
Yeah.
So
Okay, now I
Yeah,
don't
it was
think I need
meant
to
to be
speak
quieter.
this chapter. No, I do need to speak.
You do.
Fuck.
It's mostly blue and lust centric, but like you do have.
Okay.
I get to yap.
Main
oh my
character.
Yeah.
gosh, I get the yap again.
I get
Hold up.
yapping
I have to
lines. I
stop.
don't know if I want to yap.
Yapping
Yapping privileges.
Okay, who's reading this chapter?
Not me.
Hello, chat.
I still don't have a blue voice. I don't have a blue voice.
I
No.
High
use
pitch it
my
by
voice for
yourself.
Kigo. It's fine.
High pitch your voice.
And
High
my
pitch my
guest voice is
voice?
just my voice, but slightly altered to be slightly deeper. It's fine.
Hi, Blueberry.
I
No,
would
no,
think
no,
Swap's
Barry,
voice is
Dad,
deeper.
no.
This is Swap. This is Swap. How dare you? How dare you say that in my presence? Oh my god.
Okay,
I'm the
shall
one who
we
dropped kicked the
read?
character,
Who's
so you know.
narrating?
If there's ever a murder, I'm the cause of that one.
You
Yay!
would, wouldn't
Oh,
you?
crap. Oh no.
Bodies
Oh,
of
no.
body.
Oh no.
Void,
Oh,
are
no.
you narrating?
Oh
or
no. Oh no.
Hold on, I'm cutting grass for losers.
If you don't want to, I can continue. I don't mind.
The creatures. You can.
So we might be having a little issue. I might be getting summoned by my mother, and like
Oh,
right
no.
now.
Oh no!
I'm reading the chapter. I'm reading the chapter and then dipping. I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
movie night, so great. It's a great experience. Okay, let's start.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to
Mm-hmm.
assume that I'm continuing.
I
Yes.
just figured,
Okay.
yes.
When you walk
Continue.
When you walked into the mansion for Mallory's makeup breakfast, your idea, not his, you weren't all that surprised to see worried faces. He brushed anyone and everyone off because this breakfast was not meant to be about you, damn it. Mallory didn't seem to mind the attention being displaced, but he seemed to appreciate the thought nonetheless. You were able to eat. You tried your best to ignore the surprised and relieved faces from most of the skeletons. Red's little pat on the back made your soul sing a little bit, though. You really weren't sure why, but you just really wanted Red's approval. It's probably because he was a cool bad boy. Are you being peer pressured right now? You didn't really have time to think about it. Once Pyrus and Blue
Somebody
nabbed
get out
you.
this stupid mic. Back up.
For real. We repeated our mic so loudly, please.
I don't know.
Lorna, it might
I
be
think
you.
I think it might be you,
be.
Luna.
I'm realizing that. It's shoved inches away from me now. It's gone.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
You didn't really have time to think about it. Once Pyrus and Blue nabbed you mid-conversation with your brother and took you to the kitchen for privacy. You blinked cluelessly up at them, debating on whether running would be effective against Lanky and Sonic, but your anxiety was tamed by a flash of blue and white attaching to you. You froze, but awkwardly patted Blue's back as he hugged you tight to his chest. You prayed to your silent god that Blue couldn't feel the warped bones in the back of your ribcage from your wings. If he did, he didn't mention it, placing his hands on your shoulders and thrusting you within clear sight.
Are you okay?
His expression was drowning in genuine concern, pretty eyelids wavering as he stared down at you.
Ed and Vet said you're, wound?
He stuttered over his words, presumably to avoid saying the word whole after you'd asked him not to during the welcoming dinner. Sweet guy. He chuckled softly, patting his hands gently.
I'm fine, promise. My skull's caved, yes. I'm fine, I promise.
Pyrus, who was standing behind Blue at this point, gently tugged you into a hug.
Hi, Miss. Voidy void.
Oh, fuck.
Pat's single the papyrus narrator. Aside Darkling.
Right. Oh, fuck, where are we?
We're at,
I wasn't paying attention.
It's
we're
Papyrus's
at
first
third, I'll
line.
take your word. I can also
Okay, I
reread.
see, okay.
I'll take it.
Do you want me to reread or no?
Give me a minute.
Iris was
Okay.
staying behind Blue.
Yeah.
Fred! I'll take your word.
Yeah? Yeah?
Please.
I believe.
I'll take your
Yoink that
word.
voice.
We just wanted to check on you.
He smiled softly.
I'm fine.
You quietly wondered if you reminded them of their brothers, and that's why they were so concerned. You also were curious just how close they were. After the little revelation that Lust and Mars may have something, you'd been kind of looking for it. Oops. They seemed more like besties to you, though. Pyrus gently took your left wrist.
We were also wondering if we could heal this?
He gestured towards the fracture delicately. Blue immediately nodded.
We would like to at least try, as long as you're comfortable.
He shrugged, figuring it couldn't hurt.
Go ahead.
Pyrus smiled, and your wrist was enveloped in magic. It was warm, like sunshine on a cool day, but not burning. It was soft and kind of smelled like French toast, or maybe oatmeal cookies. He hadn't had either in a very long time. Blue stepped closer and joined him, and the scent of Blue Jolly Ranchers immediately mixed with the toast. It was like you had stepped into the candle aisle at Walmart or something. Kind of weird, but not necessarily unpleasant. Blue's magic was colder, almost like an ice pack or aloe vera on a sunburn, but both magic signatures felt pleasant on the old wound. It was odd, watching the fracture that's laid in your wrist for how many years? You were 16 when you got it. Your memory flashed Pyrus's initial reaction to it, and you remembered. 7 years. Watching your 7-year-old injury almost immediately seal and live a thin blue-gray scar. That's all it took? No healing magic and the kindness of two lookalikes? You stared at it for a moment before shaking your head a little to clear it.
Thank you.
Pyrus smiled and hugged you tight, oblivious to your slow spiral. Blue stared at you for a moment before visibly forcing a smile and spouting something about how Pyrus should help. Someone? You weren't paying attention and missed the name. Shit. Pyrus let go and slipped out of the kitchen. He said something, but it felt like there was a bubble around your head. Or a fishbowl? That's what the ASMR people used, right? Either way, it felt like your mouth was glued shut and you struggled to focus on what Blue was saying to you, only to realize he wasn't saying anything at all. He was just standing in front of you, a hand still rested on your wrist. Paused for a moment before taking your other wrist and leading you outside from the door in the kitchen. Why the hell did they have 3 exits? Front door, back door, kitchen side door? Please be for real. You are surrounded by the 1%. Wait, are you having a panic attack? You blinked and you were standing next to Blue on the patio, overlooking a small field before it faded into the forest. Turned to look at Blue next to you, who was staring straight ahead at the trees while leaning on the patio porch. You didn't know the difference. It could be a goddamn gazebo for all you knew. You stared at him in silence until he let out a soft sigh, blinking and glancing at you.
Are you okay?
You tried to pry your mouth open, but physically, mentally, couldn't. You settled for a nod. Blue nodded back, quieter than you'd ever seen him. Huh. You figured when he introduced himself as Blue, he would be more like the blueberry personification of Swamp Sands, but he seemed a lot more mature than you gave him credit for. Huh. Looked back out at the field.
Is that me?
It's called not being nonverbal, right?
It's called being nonverbal, right? Pappy Stretch used to get like that a lot. Not so much after living here for a few months. Do you know what triggered it?
You honestly didn't. Maybe it was from feeling hopeless. Maybe it was because you still blamed yourself for failing to save you and your brother. Maybe it was because you were a burden. Maybe you were just overstimulated or understimulated. He shrugged. Blue huffed a soft laugh.
It's alright. We didn't cross a boundary with healing you.
You shook your head immediately. This wasn't his or Pyrus' fault. We were just being stupid. Wait, is that ableist? Can you be ableist to yourself? Stop being ableist. Blue hummed softly and just stood with you for a while. Eventually, your jaw loosened.
I'm gonna try to write Jay sending a message.
Hold up, what? I'm sorry?
It's a quote.
I can't.
Please.
Oh my god.
It's drinking!
I'm crying!
I've actually seen something marked with that. So.
Don't.
I've seen that tag in the wild.
Never mind. It's intermission time.
Never!
Guys, reading.
We're distracted.
Sorry.
Where are we? Is it me? It's me,
Most
right?
insane AO3 tags? Dude, I could do that.
These are
You'd be
AO3
surprised. Well, yeah.
Let people read, please.
Dude, you don't even know. The amount
Okay.
of inappropriately used item tags is
Pierre.
insane. Yeah, sorry?
Pierre.
It's not.
Yeah?
It's your line.
Oh, it is?
No, not Pierre. It's not you, Pierre.
That's like, where
It's
are we? I'm
Gino.
questioning where we
okay,
are.
we're at
Saying thank
eventually
you.
your jaw loosened.
Thank you.
Your voice was low and smooth. You almost didn't recognize it. Blue blinked, then smiled.
Don't worry about it. Feeling better?
You nodded.
Sorry.
He frowned.
Don't apologize. You've had a rough time.
You had. I wondered if showing Blue your head wound would freak him out more or make him happy because you trusted him enough to show him willingly.
Do you want to see?
Blue paused.
The... what exactly?
He silently pointed at the void covering your skull. Watched his jaw clench before he immediately nodded.
Is that me?
Is it?
Yeah. It's Blue. Yes.
I know it can't be healed, but I'd like to see it on the off chance there is something I can do.
You just offered him a smile and allowed the void to slip off your face. It morphed into its odd-looking cat form and walked across your shoulders and down your arm before settling on the edge of the railing. Blue smothered down a gasp and stepped closer, gently tilting your head around to look at the edges of the hole. You kept your eye firmly shut. The light outside would be an immediate migraine without the void covering your exposed skull. Blue must have noticed because he placed his spare hand over your eye, blocking out most of the light. You leaned into his cautious and careful touches, not minding being poked and prodded because of how gentle he was. Blue was definitely not the hyperactive Sugar Rush Blueberry that a lot of fans seem to think he was. He's still Sans, still a caring older brother, just with Papyrus's personality. Blue liked hugs and high energy, but he seemed like he was a caretaker first. He silently wondered just how long Blue Ray stretched for. Quietly wondered how young Blue was when he had to. You were physically very young, but had the mentality of a full-grown adult. Blue would have been an actual child. Your respect for him, while already high, raised that much higher. Blue was a good guy.
Can I touch the void thing?
You chuckled softly.
Oh, shoot. I zoned out. So I was reading, but also zoning out at the same time.
Yeah.
Hold
Mhm.
Sure if it lets you.
on. Yeah. Sure, if it lets you.
You couldn't see, but you had a mental picture of Blue scratching under the little void bastard's chin. Little rodent was so spoiled. Grilby used to give the damn thing chicken when he would cook for himself and Kara. After a couple moments of quiet blindness, the void slipped back up your body and covered your skull. You blinked a couple times to get used to the light again and met Blue's eyes. He smiled and nudged you.
Thanks. Ready to go back inside?
Not really. You could, but you didn't want to.
Maybe in a couple minutes. I can meet up with you later if you want.
Blue stayed outside with you in silence until you both lost track of time. When you went back inside, everyone had dispersed to their daily routine. Red was playing what looked like Call of Duty against Malvery on the couch, while Lust and Desi watched. Apollo was waiting for you in the kitchen doorway. He leaned to your level with a comforting hand on your back and quietly asked if you were all right. When you confirmed, he hugged you and went off. Something about a late morning jog with Pyrus? You quietly walked behind the couches, watching Red and Malvery play in silence as you stood behind Lust. When he noticed you, he grinned and leaned into you.
Hey, sweetheart. Where were you?
You simply showed him your healed wrist, figuring it wasn't really a lie and you didn't want to worry anyone. You didn't want to be a burden. His eyes lit up in stars.
Holy shit, sweets. Blue and Pyres really know their stuff.
He reached up to gently grab it, but went much slower than you knew was natural for him, so he must have purposefully given you time to pull away. You didn't mind. In fact, he placed your wrist in his hand so he knew you were okay with it. He smiled and gently traced the scar.
Good as new, huh?
You smiled and nodded, still not really in a talking mood, but enjoying Lust's company. He didn't seem to mind your silence.
Hey, are you busy? I mean, any plans for today?
You shook your head and he grinned.
Did you let me teach you how to pole dance?
Red and Malvery immediately glanced off their game to you and Lust. Desi blushed but stayed silent. Lust realized he said that a little too loud and almost looked ashamed. Hell no.
Sure, I can't promise I'd... Whoa, let me reread that. Sure, I can't promise to be good at it, but I should probably exercise somehow. As long as you promise to catch me... Hold on.
That flirty voice.
Yep.
Hold on, wait.
You made the mistake.
Come on, get into it.
Focus.
I believe.
How long as you promise to catch me if I fall, okay? I don't need a bigger hole.
You flashed him a teasing grin. Red and Malvery wore partially surprised reactions, but didn't seem to be judging you. Desi tilted his head, but kept his silence. You were going to dance with him, and you were going to like it. You did not like it. Granted, you seldom liked anything you weren't immediately good at, but being watched by Lust, Desi, Hop, and Tango as you fell on your ass over and over was not enjoyable. Ow. Lust and Hop were hot, too. This sucked. Sad face. You really need your tail for this. You could feel it. Your balance was so far thrown off that while you could get on the pole and stay there almost equally as easily as Lust and Desi could, you couldn't shift your weight without slipping off. Lust didn't laugh, just caught you before you crushed your tailbone and sat with you until you got back up. He groaned and laid on the floor, being dramatic for Lust's sake as he snickered next to you.
In all fairness, Sweets, I couldn't get on the pole for at least 2 weeks. And even then, I needed gloves. You're going to be so much better than me, and you'll get it soon.
You raised a brow.
Aren't you also infected with heat serum? I don't think I get to do this horny. I'd say you're more impressive, Sweetness.
He smiled and used his own nickname against him. Lust rolled his eyes.
You'll get used to it.
You blinked up at him, keeping your brow raised to express that you were absolutely calling bullshit. He relented with a huff and a smile.
Eventually.
He laughed softly.
My bounce is normally so good, too.
He glanced at your lower body and you clocked the look immediately. Oh, you forgot he knew about your tail. He glanced over to Desi, who was mid-conversation with Tango, who was teaching Desi traditional Latin dances, then to Hop, who was watching them from the corner with his hood up while he sipped water. You hadn't seen him dance yet, but you knew he did hip-hop. He turned to Lust.
Do you think they would care or tell everyone?
Lust immediately shook his head.
Hop and Tango are good guys. I know you probably haven't really met them yet, but no, they wouldn't snitch. They kept us being strippers for like 3 months until I accidentally let it slip.
He smiled.
How'd you give it away?
He groaned, putting his head in his hands.
Classic asked me where I worked before I got dragged here, and I just said Girlby's. I didn't know that Girlby's was a normal bar here, mind you. Anyways.
He gestured with his hand, moving forward.
Me and Desi realized really quick that they didn't get the heat serum like us. We were a lot more horny when we first got here, mainly because we were still eating the drugged foods until we arrived. But I think they just wrote it off as us being actively in heat when we were brought here. Anyways, me and Desi realized pretty quick that us being strippers wasn't a good thing. So we agreed not to tell anyone.
He stretched.
Well, other than Hop and Tango. We told them really early on because they said they were dancers, and we definitely misunderstood. They kept it a secret until Writing Classic asked if I wanted to go to Girlby's with them, and I asked why they wanted to go to a strip club.
He buried his face in his hands to cover his embarrassed blush, and you laughed at his misery. You snickered and patted his back.
I'm an exotic dancer. Shame.
Lust sighed and laughed softly.
Thank you. Anyway, I trust them, and I obviously I trust my brother. If you're comfortable with it, your keeper is safe. Sweets.
You watched the other skeletons for a little while before letting your tail slip from up and out of your pants leg. You let it whip back and forth for a moment to get used to the feeling again before attempting the pull once more. You ignored the startled faces below you as Hop, Tango, and Desi clocked the tail, but none of them freaked or said anything. You were able to balance on the pole. Lust immediately cheered, and you smiled down on him, using your tail to shift your weight and readjust your posture to wave at him. You steeled yourself to shyly wave to the others. Desi grinned, giving you a thumbs up, while Hop and Tango just stared for a moment before offering you smiles, then proceeded to mind their business. Huh. Good guys all around. Just wait till they found out you could fly.
Dun dun dun! Now I'm gonna dip. I gotta dip because I'm being dragged off. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Have a good rest of the stream.
Yep.
Someone voice me. Act horny. Who knows?
I don't know. It's Helvetica and Red in the next chapter mostly.
Hey, it's me again.
I'm staring at the offers now, and just like
Oh no, as we're
laughing because they do not appear that well.
No, because if you kind of think about it, Kigo kind of like mentioned the heat serum thing without having actually been told about it. Like I'm like sitting here like, Kigo, you fucking
I wonder.
dumbass!
I wonder. Nobody else clocked it either. I don't know if that's because Jay didn't think about the fact that Kigo didn't know, or none of the others.
Or it's just like, you know, like thought, oh, you know.
Everybody already knows, so like
Yeah, so
they
they're
didn't
used to
clock
it.
it. Like,
Yeah.
but the new guys shouldn't know either.
Cackling.
Has there been a mention of?
No, not until this point.
Oh,
Like, they mention, like, oh, yeah, you know, like, less
Yeah, I thought they
universes,
were.
you know, it's so-and-so, but it's vague, and it's, like, it doesn't actually go into detail very much, besides, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's, you know, their universe was just a little bit more spicy. Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of it. Not the
Spicy.
fact that they were literally injected with a serum that always made them horny. So. Creatures.
We got like 2 more chapters, right?
One more. We're on
Huh.
chapter 24.
And we started on 21, right?
Yeah, let me...
I was not counting chapter 21 in my math.
Yeah.
So who is reading this one?
Your mother.
Yeah.
Shit, Loyal.
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
can
bite your
continue.
hand. Boy, do you want to read or no?
Creature blinking.
Narration, do you want?
You read now, yes?
Spontaneous combustion.
Very mood. Yes, yes.
Yes,
I mean,
no,
I
maybe
can-
so.
I can read. I don't care.
For today.
I'll just
Okay.
continue then.
Water, drink water.
I did. Trust me, I have a water bottle on my desk that I've been drinking from periodically. Okay. Pop and Tango had clearly kept your secret, as no odd looks were sent your way the next day. The only issue was that it was Apollo's birthday in a week, and you hadn't gotten him a present yet. Being sucked into a different universe did not excuse you. You figured you could ask Jupiter to embroider the scar, but you knew damn well a week was far too short notice. You did ask him for Christmas, though, and while he told you he didn't want payment, you figured you'd get him something really nice for Christmas as repayment. New gardening kit, exotic seeds. You need to get a better grasp on what he would actually like. Oops. Mars was very quiet that morning. He didn't say a word at breakfast, then laid on the couch for a while. Figured he was overstimulated but still wanted company, so he sat on the floor next to him and watched more NCIS. Seasons 1 through 11 were taken off Netflix the day before, so you were a little lost on what happened to literally half the cast, but it was still really good. After a while, Mars gently patted your upper back before going to his room. Huh. You hoped he was alright. Jupiter was busy in his garden, and you really didn't feel like getting dirt on your hands again, so you went off to bother the mansion dwellers. After walking directly behind your brother for a solid 2 minutes in silence, he shrieked when he noticed your presence, almost dropping his coffee, or more likely, throwing it at you.
Void.
Would
Huh? Wait. Wait, fuck, who is this?
Bell time. Ring ring.
Who?
Yes.
we're at Sam's meat bell.
I'm squinting. Who is it?
It's you.
You.
Oh, it's
No,
it's,
what character?
it's Apollo.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
Apollo.
it's Apollo! Sans! Meet Belle!
He scowled at you, holding his coffee high as if you were to snatch it from him.
Never.
And you walked away because you literally just wanted to bother him. In the living room, Malfoy and Red were again playing video games. This time they were split screening Fortnite. Red had the fire guy. Zuko? Him. Mallory had no, you remembered her, Toga. Found both really fitting. It was cute. They waved before going back to their game. Edge was in the love seat, quietly reading what looked like one of the Harry Potter novels. Maybe the 6th? He thought it was sweet that Edge could have read it anywhere. Maybe somewhere quieter for sure, but chose to stay close to his brother instead. Sour Patch bastard. You had zero time to find something to do because Helvetica was at the foot of the staircase, most likely coming from his bedroom, and was already beelining towards you. Not to sound narcissistic, but sharp teeth, scowls, and stylish outfits apparently really did it for you because you had to calm yourself before greeting him. He stood directly in front of you, and you couldn't help recall that kiss, cut, nibble conversation with Mars. Bad Kigo, no nibbles.
Oh, that's me. Oh, I got distracted by the commentary. Hey, good, morning? I forgot to check the time.
You glanced off, slipping a hand into one of the many pockets of your cargo pants to check your phone's time, when Helvetica grabbed your shoulder to turn you and forcibly led you outside. Okay, outside it is then? You blinked up at him, genuinely confused at the near passive aggression. Helvetica looked pissed. His jaw was set and he made direct, unwavering eye contact with you. He almost looked like he was scowling before you noticed the brightness of his eyelids hadn't changed. Either he was scary good at hiding his emotions, or he wasn't feeling an extreme emotion. So, not furious at least. Whatever he did hopefully wasn't that bad. He opened his mouth, shut it, and paused for a moment before...
I apologize for dragging you out. I wanted to thank you away from the others to maintain my brother's reputation.
You blinked. Oh, he wasn't mad. He was nervous. That's about when it hit you that Helvetica was a mix of Blue and Edge. He had Blue's intense eye contact with Edge's resting scowl. He wasn't glaring at all. He just had one hell of a resting bitch face. You offered him a smile.
Don't worry about it. I was only worried I did something to wrong you.
He immediately shook his head.
Not at all. It may seem as such, but me and my brother were the most recent additions to this household. About 3 or so months ago. We do not trust easy, but you were about to take my brother out of a bad headspace before even meeting him, and thought of taking him to me immediately. You also kept this to yourself about his episodes, so I must thank you for your kindness.
You hesitated, brows furrowing.
His panic attack, you mean? They're normal. After intense situations or severe anxiety, I get them too. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't let anyone go through that alone if I could help.
Helvetica leaned over you, placing a hand on your shoulder.
Yes, but you kept my brother and kept your mouth shut. You did me personally a service by keeping my brother safe from you. I owe you a favor, Kiego.
You immediately waved your hands between your chests.
Oh, that's really not needed.
Helvetica leaned just a little bit further into your space, squeezing your shoulder gently and whispered.
Please.
You didn't know if it was the desperation on his face, or if it was that you didn't want to fight with him, but you simply nodded.
Hold on. There we go. Can you drive me to the store so I can pick up a birthday gift for Apollo?
Helvetica blinked.
I'm not allowing you to use your favor on that.
You threw your hands up.
But I need a ride. It's my favor.
Helvetica disappeared, which you rolled your eyes at, but almost immediately reappeared, keys in hand.
I will take you to your store, but do not consider this repayment. I need to go anyway. Come.
You blinked, but followed him, minorly confused but still happy he was taking you. He led you to the garage and opened the door with a PIN number you didn't catch at his speed. The metal door slowly dragged itself up and revealed 4 cars and 2 fancy-looking motorcycles. One had bright blue casing with silver accents and a black seat and frame, while the other looked to be the same model but purple, black, and silver. You could vividly see Blue on the bike tearing up like... I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
It's Vegas.
Vegas.
No.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. But the purple bike could really only belong to Helvetica. He pointed to the bike and he shook his head.
The purple one is mine, but we'll take my car.
He grinned and pointed towards the cars.
Dude, I'm doing something right now.
Oh, hold on.
Is that
Which one?
Cult of the Lamb?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Amazing game! I had to find a reason. I wasn't gonna start singing randomly.
It's either that or he started singing randomly. Anyway, sorry, continue!
Is it?
Well, I guess it is Cult of the Lamb. Wowie.
You grinned and pointed towards the cars.
Wait. Oh wait, did I read ahead accidentally? Hold
No,
on.
yeah, apparently, because
I got distracted. It was not my line.
yeah, this is your line.
Okay, which one?
Whose
There
line
was a
is it?
bright red
Wait.
Mustang that you recognized as Papyrus's from the mall trip, the one Edge wanted to drive, a solid black Charger, a black Jeep Wrangler, and an older-looking Cadillac. Paint wasn't fucked or anything. The bright red and silver rims were well taken care of. Just the build looked more vintage or classic. Helvetica gestured to the Jeep before unlocking it and hopping inside the driver's seat. You huffed before walking over to the passenger side and climbing inside. This car was much nicer and way cleaner than Sans' GMC parked outside, so you were careful in making sure you touched absolutely nothing and that your void did not wander. Kept the bottoms of your new shoes off its floor, despite it having the fancy weather mats there and your shoes being clean because they were new. He noticed and raised a brow.
Please, Kigo, I am not so anal to be cross with you for your shoes on the car floor. Stars, relax.
It forced a laugh out of you to hear him so crass.
Anal Helvetica?
He rolled his eyes.
That is fine.
Oh, nickname? You get to use nicknames now? You grinned.
Then you can call me Key.
Helvetica pulled out of the garage in silence as you clicked on your seatbelt and looked around. It was very clean. You even had the fancy pull cords, so there weren't any loose chargers. No trash in the vehicle, freshly vacuumed, and it smelled pleasantly of cleaning chemicals and the black ice scent tree hanging from his rear view mirror.
So, Key, how did you know how to exactly handle the other night?
He kept his eyes firmly on the road. It was odd to hear Vet cautious, or nervous. To hear him hesitate and stumble over his sentences was very out of character.
You mean the panic tech? Mouse?
You quietly offered him an out. He immediately took it with a silent nod, so you answered without complaint.
I get them sometimes. Hold on. That was not the right tone. I was reading that with... I get them sometimes. Not usually too bad, but I hallucinate occasionally and... yeah, not fun. I just made sure he wasn't hurting himself, talked him through it.
Helvetica sighed silently, nodding almost to himself.
Okay.
The rest of the car ride was silent apart from him asking you what store you needed to go to. You told him Michael's, but that you should go to his store first in case they have what you're looking for there. He nodded.
I'm just going to Walmart.
He shrugged and nodded.
That should work.
Walmart was oddly empty, and you had very little memory as to where things were. You had probably never been to this specific store. You wandered around the arts and crafts section, but the supplies were mainly for children, and you wanted something nice to paint with. You did buy your brother a nice bookmark and 3 novels you thought he would like. That quietly followed you, and you noticed every human near you kept a very close eye on the two of you. Helvetica in particular, but he mostly got glares while your glances were more curious. Maybe because you were smaller. Helvetica had led you towards the electronics portion of the store while he bought 2 PS4 controllers and 6 new games. When you raised a brow, he shrugged.
My brother wasn't home for his birthday. I asked him what he would like once he got home.
You smiled.
And he wanted games?
Helvetica scoffed.
He wanted nothing. I'm buying him games.
Immediately, your view on Helvetica softened. These skeletons were a lot different than you thought they would be.
Oh, whoops. I keep, kind of zoning out while reading, but at the same time paying attention. It's strange.
Yeah.
Anyways, what did you get him last year?
You were mainly just curious, but he paused for a moment and had a dark, sad look across his face. Apprehensive. That's the word. He glanced off before sighing.
This is his first birthday in this universe. I was unable to gift him something meaningful in the previous years.
He looked oddly ashamed. You hesitated.
In the lab, I couldn't really give him anything. I just told him special stories those nights. Did you do something similar?
He clenched his jaw, avoiding eye contact.
Yes.
It was the quietest you'd ever heard him.
Then you gave him something meaningful.
you were fine with letting Helvetica drop the subject if it wasn't something he wanted to talk about. But you were apparently a licensed therapist when it came to these skeletons. Vet visibly choked when he took in your words, refusing to look in your direction as he led you back to the front of the store to pay for your items. Of course, you didn't let him, but the thought was sweet. He handed you a novel you hadn't seen him grab. Hesitantly, you took it, shooting him a questioning look.
For your brother. It's his birthday, no?
He smiled and nodded.
Back way.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. I'll make sure he knows this from you.
Vet blushed badly.
That's not necessary. You can say it was from you.
What? Why give it to you then? Why not just drop it off by Apollo's door or something to keep it anonymous? Unless he thought you'd know it was from him, which, in all fairness, could totally be what was going on. Sounded like he wanted to do right by you. Huh, sweetie. Or maybe you're delusional. You might be Delulu. Damn Vet for being hot.
Don't be modest.
You pause.
Is that the right word? Anyway.
You shake your head.
I'm sure he'll like it.
Vet nodded firmly, still blushing, as you made it back to his jeep. There was a rubber duck placed on top of the hood, and when he noticed, his eyelights immediately turned into stars. Hell, he looked delighted. With a large grin, he went into the back seat and pulled out a little white duck with purple eyes and... Holy shit, was the little rubber duck meant to look like Helvetica? That is so fucking cute. He immediately grinned and raised a brow.
What's up with the ducks, Vet?
He paused, turning to you as if he forgot you were there.
It's a Jeep thing.
He smiled at him and waited for a better explanation. He didn't give one, just looking around before noticing another Jeep nearby and placing his own rubber duck on the hood. You chuckled as he walked away, putting the bags in the back seat and hopping up into the passenger seat as you waited for Helvetica to come back. Once he'd climbed into the front seat, you clicked on your seatbelt and adjusted the AC fans to blow towards you. Vet raised a brow.
Kirgo, it's 70 degrees outside. There's no way you're hot.
You rolled your eyelight.
I like the feeling, Ducky.
His face lit up with blush.
My name is not Ducky, and you will not call me that. Vet is nickname enough.
You snickered.
Got it, Velvet.
Velvet? No!
The drive to Michael's didn't take long. You were able to find the multimedia sketchbook and a nice set of paint pretty easily. You also picked up a couple of cute decorations for your bedroom from the Halloween section. Something about Walmart had given you anxiety, but the Michaels was much calmer for you. Helvetica didn't buy anything, just quietly following you around like a bodyguard, which you found kinda cute. It would give more lost puppy vibes if not for how serious he looked. Still, cute to you. Checking out was pretty easy, and you made your way back to the Jeep. No ducks this time, but Helvetica didn't seem too torn up over it. The drive home was pretty quiet, until you guys were pretty close to the mansion, according to the GPS. Helvetica cleared his throat, rolling his shoulders and keeping his eyes on the road.
I normally despise shopping ventures with housemates, but this was surprisingly pleasant.
You blinked, but smiled.
Oh, thank you. Let's run a shopping trip. We're shopping with the other skeletons.
He sighed, but looked like he was struggling to smother a smile.
My last trip was accompanied by Red, the mongrel.
You choked on a laugh, grinning widely as you mouthed the word to yourself.
Decided it would be oh so funny to tell a cashier that I was his brother, then kiss me just to see her reaction.
You barked out a laugh, hugging yourself to try and stifle the heaving of your ribs, even as giggles escaped. Oh yeah, you could definitely see it. You wheezed, wiping a tear from your only socket before turning to him.
Why didn't you duck?
You fully thought... You fully thought Vet would throw you out of his car for the pun, especially with the level of done on his face. But his deadpan cracked almost immediately with what had to be the first real laughter you'd heard from him. He sounded so much like Blue, you would have looked around for him if Vet wasn't in front of you with a flushed face and a bright grin. Oh no, that's dangerous. Why are all of your alters so fucking cute? You decided at that moment you desperately wanted to hear that laugh again. When Vet calmed, still snickering as he pulled back into the garage, he shot you a playful glare.
That pun was horrendous, and I hate you.
You grinned.
You left, Ducky?
He groaned and glared again.
Damn you! You will not repeat that to anyone.
But when we're alone?
He sighed.
Fine. But only if the word of my hobby does not reach any other skeleton.
He raised a brow towards you, offering a hand to shake on. You chuckled but nodded, giving his hand a warm shake as you took in the soft leather and warm bones.
Deal.
Helvetica looked down at you and softened.
Thank you for Malvery.
He lifted his other hand and awkwardly patted you on the skull.
And for our conversation in the car.
You blushed, not expecting a fucking head pat from Helvetica of all skeletons, but didn't protest. You assumed he was talking about your minor therapy session, but didn't want to outright say that. Now that you were both blushing,
Wait, huh?
the sentence doesn't make sense. It says, now that you are both blushing and I just needed to. Never mind. Anyways, now that you are both blushing and grabbed your bags from the car, Helvetica teleported away. You laughed softly before falling. You had
Oh, you just died.
Please.
Darkling, no!
Darkling, did your mic just
please.
die on you or something?
Did you drop it?
Hello? Okay.
You're back.
You're
And
back.
you know what? Oh, okay, cool. I don't know what happened there, because
You roboted.
I will read the last line again.
That was like a static moment.
Now that you were both blushing and had grabbed your bags from the car, Helvetica teleported away. You laughed softly before following suit and appearing in your room. You had work to do, after all.
That's silly goofy.
Fun reminder that I'm the reason that Jay even knows what Jeep ducking is. This almost wasn't a scene. This almost wasn't a scene.
Actually?
Actually.
I actually didn't know that
Criminal.
was a thing either. And now I'm now registered.
Yeah, this is a real thing.
You know who's a fish?
That's such a silly little thing though. I love that.
There's a couple of Jeeps near me that are actually absolutely ducked out. All pun intended.
Chapter 25 is the 4th chapter.
Yes. Yes. Yay.
So one of these days, I'd rather sleep than stay awake. Dreams used to talk to me. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Dun-dun-dun. And when we said things that we didn't mean, then we fall back into the same patterns, same routines, but your temper's just as bad as mine is. You're same as me. When it comes to love, you're just as blinded. Baby, please come back. It wasn't you. Baby, it was me. Baby, our relationship isn't as crazy as it seems. Sorry. The voices.
The voices.
Are
the
we
voices,
stopping
the
here?
voices.
Anyway,
Love the way
What?
you lie.
are we stopping here or continuing?
Stopping here.
Okay.
We're
Alright.
I think we're settling on. I think 4 chapters per reading is a pretty good
Yeah.
Why are we green now? Who's done this? Sorry, I'm editing the
What do you
doc.
mean?
Why is it green?
Why is what green?
Check the doc. The number? Somebody has
Oh.
put their font. I think this is Sal's font. I don't know. Doc. Supposed to be impact. That's not impact.
The real
I think it's a
question is
monster.
which
I don't
tab?
know what it is. Tab 1?
No, that's
Readers
the wrong...
gotta read. Readers gotta read.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do I have
That one.
I don't
Bro,
know.
I do not know what that original font was. It's been messed up.
This is Comic
That's good
Sans.
enough,
It's
whatever.
fine.
Oh, it was Comic Sans?
I don't know. Why is it
Oh.
suddenly black? What is happening here?
Stop. I'm trying to fix it.
I think
There
I
you go.
don't have it open actually. Well, I've got
That's fine.
7 Google
There.
Docs open, so
Don't need this
I
open.
fixed it.
Anyways,
I fixed it.
that's the wrong
Okay.
thing. Amazing. Ugh.
But yeah, Jeep ducking is a very real thing. and it makes it's the only reason I would ever want a Jeep.
That's
Like,
so
For
fair.
real. My
I
brother
want
has a
to be a
Jeep.
prop. Duck him.
Honestly,
I
when I
can't.
eventually
I don't have any rubber
get
ducks. My math teacher's hoarding all the ducks in his classroom.
when I eventually get a car, I'll probably go for like a Subaru Outback or something.
Yeah, Subaru is really good. That's what
Yeah.
That's what I had.
It's a good car. It's got enough room in the trunk for me to just haul my wheelchair up without having to like take it apart.
Mhm.
Which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like a huge car.
Honestly, as long as it
Yeah.
gets me to point A to point B, and it's comfortable to drive, I'm good with it.
Jokes on you guys.
And
I don't
doesn't-
have to
doesn't
drive.
eat
I
all of your
can't
gas.
drive.
5 minutes, yeah.
And doesn't eat all of your gas.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do that, and then you just have to be upset about it.
I'm the one getting driven. Everyone is
Lucky.
Yeah,
my
you don't have
Uber.
to worry about this.
I mean, on one hand, I also just kind of don't really think I should drive because I'm a little too easily distracted to drive. Because I mean, like I
Fair.
can, but at the same time, it's like I jump from one thing to another really fast, and I can easily get distracted. And I'm not paying like it looks like I'm paying attention. I might not be. Honest to God.
Yeah.
I drive.
Yeah.
I drive.
I can't
But
drive.
not when I'm at college because I don't have a car.
Yep.
And I do not
don't-
make enough money to upkeep a car.
I don't
That's
currently
fair.
have a car, but I get it back soon. So
Technically
Yay.
speaking, I don't.
The only car I have is my parents' car because I can't drive.
Though I will say I did have a little bit of trouble getting back into driving after being Helvetica.
Sobbing.
Sobbing.
That's what I'm gonna call it every time now.
Crying.
you
And
got
it's only gonna
traumatized.
make sense
Got
here.
traumatized.
You got traumatized. Literally, second after I crashed, they're like, "Okay, drive back home," and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yep, get in my car. I'll drive yours. You're gonna drive mine. Go home." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh, okay."
My dad also was like, my dad called me and was like, "Are you coming back soon?" And I said, "No, I'm not driving home until I'm no longer shaking." And then the car wouldn't turn back on, so we had to come back up anyways.
That's lovely.
Yeah, because the battery got fucked, I guess. Just to be fair.
I mean, mine knocked it out of an alignment, so.
Yeah, I assume
The
that's what
only
happened, or
issue
like
with
made something loose.
With the car
Mhm.
that my mom used to mainly drive before we got our current car was just the fact that the speedometer didn't work properly.
Oh
Honest to
no,
God, that was it. That was the.
that's bad.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
can
have a-
still generally get the speed where you were going with like Google Maps or something, but like
When I was learning to drive,
And
I
now it's
managed
just
to accidentally.
dismantled for whatever reason. I don't know what
Wow.
the hell my dad's doing, but he's
When I was-
fixed cars before. I don't know what
When
he's
I was-
doing, though.
Fair. When I was learning to drive, I apparently managed to accidentally set the car to kilometers instead of miles, and so I was going
Sobbing.
I was going 40 kilometers an hour, which was actually 20 miles an hour. And I was like, why are we going so slow? I couldn't figure it out until we had gotten home. There were like 8 cars behind me too. I assume they all just saw the new driver sticker and went, "Oh." the like student driver sticker.
Yeah, usually too though. Like at that point, when you have like 8 cars behind you, if you can, you gotta pull over, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't a very long stretch of single road before I was pulling off to turn anyways. So it was just like, I don't remember how we figured it out, but
Silly goofy.
but that was on. I don't remember. I don't even remember which car that was on.
I don't know though, but I refuse to touch a manual car.
Oh, I think it might have been on the Pacifica. Yeah,
Manual
because
cars
when
honestly aren't that bad.
Well,
you
they're
just
not
have to
that
do
bad.
Depends.
I've never
like,
driven a manual.
Unless it's a modern ones, I don't like them. Like, they have an ungodly amount of safety feature, quote-unquote safety features that feel more
Oh,
like a
God.
fucking driving hazard
My
than anything.
okay, this is my dad's car. If it thinks you are drifting out of the lane, will fucking jiggle the steering wheel and go
Yeah, that's
big,
bad.
like
Yeah.
right a bit like big old like drifting out of the lane thing or whatever. Also, if it thinks you're not braking fast enough, it'll put a big old brake on the screen and like force you to brake faster, and you're like, please.
Yeah, that's no good.
No, and I
Yeah,
hate
no,
it
'cause
so
imagine
much. The
if
first
those
time it
sensors
happened, it
go
scared the
bad, and
shit
then
out
in
of
the
me.
middle of like somewhere you do not want to be having that issue, it happens. That's
Yeah.
gonna suck ass.
The first time it happened, it scared the shit out of me.
Exactly.
Like, it
This
doesn't
is
like
why I
steer
don't
for
like, This is
you.
why I don't like modern cars. This is why I
Yeah,
like
I
the
hate
old
modern
ones.
cars. It doesn't steer for you. It's more like to say, hey, you're on the freeway and you need to be paying attention, jiggle, but it still scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
My car just beeps at me. Like, it just goes meep, meep, meep.
Yeah,
Out of
honestly,
lane.
That would be better. Or at the
That would be
very least-
better. It would
Yeah.
still be annoying, but at least it
At least it wouldn't
would be
scare
better.
the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Mine guides me back into my lane. So if I just need it not to, I just turn it off. I've got a little button
Oh.
on the steering wheel, I can just turn it off.
I mean, honest to God, though, not to mention too is that a lot of modern cars also just have giant fucking screens in the center console. Like,
Yeah, I
what
don't
is
like the
point of
screens.
that? I don't like
The,
that.
the
That's so
screens piss me off.
pointless.
I don't want screens, and I do not want more screens. I just want a
No,
normal
literally,
speedometer.
It's funny because it's like they're like, don't text and drive and don't have screens, you know.
Yeah, and then they add
Builds
more.
it in.
They build it into the fucking car, and it's like,
My
huh?
friend's car has a camera, so when you're merging or turning, it like gives you a side view, and like I guess that's probably useful, but I don't like it.
That can be, but like at the same time,
Like, it-
still physically, you have to turn and look. Like people
Yeah.
use that as just a way to be lazy and not check, and then
Yeah.
like they don't.
Like it. Okay, yeah, it shows you.
Because like
if
that's
there were
literally
to
what
be a
side
car-
mirrors are for. Please.
Well, there are still blind spots
yeah,
on
there's
your
still
car,
blind
so
spots, but that's why you
but-
look over your shoulder real quick.
yeah. Anyways, I've got a BRB.
The creature, the creature,
There's two of them.
It doesn't sound like a word anymore! Creature.
Now I know we said things, did things that we didn't mean, then we fall back into the same patterns. Same as teeth, but your temper just as bad as mine is. It's same as me, when it gets your color just blinded. It's a love you just blinded. Baby, please come back. It wasn't you, baby. It was me. Baby, our relationship isn't as crazy as it seems. Maybe that's what happens when a tornado meets a volcano. All I know is I love you too much. Do walk away now. Come inside. Pick up your bags to the sidewalk. Don't you hear sincerity in my voice when I talk? But this is my fault. Look me in the eyeball. Next time, I'm pissed at my fist at the drywall. Next time, there'll be no next time. I apologize, even though I know it's lies. Tired of the games. I just want it back. I know I'm a liar. She ever tried to fucking leave again. I'm tired of the bed. Just house on fire. Just gonna. Weep womp.
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 Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp. Womp womp.
You tell her you're divergent yet?
Womp womp. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow.
I have the urge to get on VR chat again.
Are we VRing in the chats?
If people are up for it.
I'll VR in the chats, I guess. I mean, this
Boy.
is. I have tomorrow. I have so much tomorrow.
Fine.
Yeah, being in VR chat right now.
I'm perceiving the creatures at the very least.
Soda, do you want to join us in VR chat? Because I know you have it. I know you're here. You're lurking.
Ta-da. So 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 so
Actually.
Beep bop beep bop beep bunny bunny bunny. Beep bop beep bop beep bunny bunny bunny. Ooga chaka, ooga 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 chaka, ooga ooga
We'll be right
ooga
back.
chaka,
Hold on.
ooga 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 chaka. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, remember everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling, got high and believing that you're in love with me. Lives in candy. I ain't got no cure. I don't know the words. Something, something, something. Oh, when you hold me in your arms so tight, remember everything's alright. I'm
To find little trinkets and everything to start
There.
filling up my room because silly things. But at the same time, I need to clean my room in order to fill said room with trinkets.
Clean your room.
Also, we have nothing to really hang the walls on. I have no idea where anything is in the walls.
I love whenever you get to hang the walls.
Hang on the walls. Wasn't that what I said?
You said hang the walls on.
Did I? Wait.
Yes, you did. You said hang the walls on.
Nothing to hang on the walls.
No, you're just hanging the walls in general.
Crying.
Banana, 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 banana. I like the flowers. I like the daffodils. I like the mountains. I like the rolling hills. I like the fireside when the lights are low. I like the fireside when the lights are low. Singing a doo wop a doo wop a doo wop a doo. Singing a doo wop a doo wop a doo wop a doo. I like the flower. I like the daffodil. I like the mountain. I like the rolling hill. I like the fireside when the lights are low. I like the fireside when the lights are low. Singing a doo wop a doo wop a doo wop a doo. Singing a doo wop a doo wop a
Oh, I
doo
did
wop
say
a
hang the
doo.
walls on.
I told you. Why would I lie about that?
I don't know. I'm creature. I'm blue guy. My brain is melting.
Maybe you should play the VR chats. Maybe
No, I
go
think that would
beds.
make my brain melt more. I'm just tired.
Go beds. Go beds.
It's only
Honkshoe.
like
Honkshoe
6.
time.
It's only like
And take a nap.
6:36 p.m.
Take a 8-hour nap.
If I take a nap,
Blinking?
if I
Take
a nap,
nap?
I'm going to wait, and then when I wake up again, I'm not going to be able to fall asleep.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah, but
6.
nap anyways? Duh.
Creature blink.
Nap and then you can play whenever you wake up. And then if you just stay up long enough, you'll fix your sleep schedule again.
16.
That's a
What does
yes.
that mean?
That's a yes in my favor. Go to nap.
No.
Yeah, take a nap.
I'm
The
one
dice
who
said
rolled. I
so.
was like, no, I don't want to sleep.
No, the
Oh.
dice said
The
so. The
boy
dice
is the
said
one that
good
rolled.
sleeping.
I said I had a 16, so you had to beat that. Did I say 16? Yeah, 16.
You said
Yeah,
6.
16.
Fuck, I didn't throw it right. 13.
Well, it's still.
Creature.
I'm still better. Go bed.
happened, creature?
Stop being creature. You cannot be creature if you are tired. If you are tired, you are
tired creature.
EP. You are EP. No, you're EP.
I'm a tired creature.
Stop.
EP creature.
Go bed. No. Go bed. Go bed proper.
No.
Oh, fuck.
The creature.
Yes.
Creature featuring
Go bed
creature.
Go bed proper. Stop
Feature
featuring creatures.
creature.
You cannot be featured as a creature if you are
Feature
Epin.
creature featuring the creatures.
Go bed.
Looking with big creature eyes.
No. Close them eyes. It's nap time.
Big creature eyes.
No.
Big creature
Honk shoe.
eyes.
It's EP time.
No, big creature. Creature feature featuring
It's
the
time to
creature.
EP.
Big creature, feature,
You're not creaturing.
Feature, creature,
You're not
featuring the creature.
creaturing. You're just mumbling. You're just mumbling. You're not creaturing.
Feature creature featuring the creatures.
No.
I'm saying it really
You're
fast.
wrong. No, you're wrong.
Feature, creature, creature.
Creature.
What am I witnessing?
I don't know, what are you witnessing?
I don't know. Anyway.
What are you watching, Lloyd?
I'm scrolling through Tumblr.
Lloyd, you should be watching the inside of your eyelids. You should take a nap.
Creature blink.
Yes, and close them. Keep them closed.
No.
Yes, EP time.
No.
You've been sentenced to at least 10 minutes of EP time
No.
via the not law. And because I
What?
am not the law, I have more power than the actual law. Welcome to cult. Go bed.
No.
Yeah, this is cult magic. You've been sentenced to EP.
No.
This Soda wants to join.
Ta-da! Beep bop bop beep 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 beep bop beep beep bop beep bop beep beep bop bop beep bop 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 beep bop bop beep bop beep beep bop beep bop beep. When a stranger's to love,
I love how the university here.
you know the rules, and so do I. More commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Try to make you understand. I'm never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. And never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. So go nap.
Huh? I'm just like looking through it, and then I just hear take a nap. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, because it was specifically aimed at you, so you would go nappies.
No.
Take a nap. Honk shoe. It's honk shoe time.
No.
Yep. It's honk shoe time.
But the creature is featuring the creatures.
It cannot feature creature if creature no nap.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
No, it can't. No, it can't. Nobody wants to watch a 3-hour documentary about a sleeping animal. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I mean, they might.
You misunderstand. Night lovers.
Shoe. Honk shoe. Honk shoe. Honk shoe for Void. Voidy, it's nap time. Nap time for the Void.
To go to bed.
It's nap time for the Void. The Void closes its eyes. The Void closes its eyes. Just bedtime for the boy.
Void closes its eyes.
Take another.
I don't think it.
Take another. You've been sentenced to 3 nap times today. Go bed. Go bed. And if one of those naps accidentally becomes 3 of them and combined, it's okay. But it's bedtime. Go to bed. Yeah-huh. Yeah-huh.
Into VR.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Hi, Darkling.
it's
I'm gonna be on
bedtime.
the are gonna be on VR chat if you want to join us.
Go bed.
Okay.
VR. Oh wait, are
Is
you
the
doing that
stream
right now?
Still running, or?
Oh, the stream's still. Oh, did I need to end it?
I mean,
You probably
are
should,
doing
unless
it.
Yeah, right, because we ended. Oh, yeah, that was the last.
like, if you want to start, what the fuck? If you want to start a